What's up, YouTube? Ninja Nachi. It's early in the morning, so somebody asked me how to do, front pads and rotors the right way. I'm gonna show you the way that works for me. So it has never failed me. I was taught by, not only did I go to school for this, but I learned the basics, but as I went on my career, I learned from the best. Some people have bad habits, some people have the best habits, some people break it down to science. So pick and choose, what works for you. I personally do it this way. I would rather have it done this way because it works 100% of the time. So I will talk about it as I go. Today it's a 04 Cadillac DeVille. I've already done the brakes. Well, I didn't do the brakes yet. All I did was just slap on the rotors. Somebody already did pad slap, and they were having a violent vibration every single time they brake. So they needed new rotors. But the one thing I did not do, and I saved it for today, was I need to lube the sliders and lube the ears. And I will give you a breakdown of the pads. Basic tools. We have, for this job, it's a 15. It's a 15 mil 3/8. A 15 mil half drive, a pry bar. I'm not gonna need a hammer, but the hammer is for whacking off the old rotor. A grunge brush and regular flathead. The reason for the flathead and the breaker bar is sometimes you get a stuck caliper and you have to pry on it just to get it off, because either it's seized on or it's just from all the rust. So let's get this thing started. Alright, I hope that stays there. So let's take the 15 mil. This is your slider bolt. Sometimes you'll get a slider and then the bolt is separate, so it clamps on, it bolts on to the slider. As you can see, the last person who did this did not lube up the sliders. I normally use power tools. Speed is a essence in my position. So the sliders are out, or if you have separate, they're bolts with sliders. This is where you get a flathead and steel. Push the piston back a little. Get that caliper right off. This is the caliper. This is the bracket. Hang your caliper. You can also use one of these. It's an exhaust hanger, or you can use a bungee. Whatever it is, do not put any pressure on this hose, because on the inside there's a lining and it's very sensitive. If you are bleeding them, or if you're changing the caliper itself, get something like this. It's rounded, no sharp edges. This is a no-no. This is a no-no, because you will squeeze that lining. You squeeze that lining, guess what? You just messed up the hydraulics. Pads. Wagner does not have those shims. The reason for these shims is to keep you from squealing. The anti-squeal. Proper way to lube this: take some of this lube. You might get a packet. It may look like this. Don't use anti-seize ever. Use caliper lube. This is ceramic lube. It's for calipers, pads. This is how I lube them. Like I said, this works for me all the time. See the ears? These are the ears. And just dab right on the contact point. Dab on the contact point. That's all you need. You start doing this, what's gonna happen is all the brake dust, all the dirt, sand from the road is gonna kick up, stick on here, and then you're gonna have squealing. In the winter, it's the worst. Get people that do that all the freaking time. Just dab the ears. The way I like to think about it, it just gives the pad a head start. Right? So we got the ears lube, we got the shims. Don't ever put stuff on the shims, ever. Take a rag, clean off the sliders. Got brake clean. We use the green stuff because it's non-chlorinated, and you know, my company tries its hardest to comply with the environmental stuff. Don't clean plastic with brake clean. Don't clean your fenders, nothing. Because what it does, it'll fog it up. It'll bubble it. Right? So we're gonna take some of this lube again. We're just gonna coat it. Why coat it? Because when you slide it right back in, this is sealed. Right inside here, it's sealed up. So you try to put fluid in there or anything like that, now you're gonna hydrolock yourself, and then you're gonna be working against the force of liquid. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just coating it, not drowning it. And what this does, it allows this caliper to slide. That's why they call them sliders, because the caliper will, inside here, it allows it to slide. So as the pads wear down, the caliper starts to move all the way to the end. And if that seizes, the only thing you're going to be working off is the piston. I got this tool. Try not to use channel locks, because if you caulk the piston, you just ended up with a seized caliper. Lay it down, and then I would spread the piston. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing the piston right back in. if your pads come with the new shims, or if it doesn't, these, take the grunge brush and you're gonna clean off the bracket. So I'm gonna take off the bracket here. Do not lube these. I've seen people lube them, and about maybe 200 miles later, the bolts come off. So this is the bracket, and right in here, you're gonna clean off. Reason being is when you put these clips on, you want it to sit flush. That way, when you put the pads on, you're not taking up space. Don't grind them. No. Just brush. Brush. Take some brake clean. Take a rag. I really hope you guys saw that. Just in case, let me recap. Grunge brush, spray, rag. Wipe it all off. Since somebody else did this, let's just clean this off a little. This is the brake dust that collects on the lube. That's why do not paint the whole pad in lube. Another thing that can happen is that lube can get on your rotors, and you just fucked up your rotors. Nice and shiny. Nice and shiny. So if you have an old rotor, take your hammer, whack it until it pops off. I'm not doing that. It's brand new. Do not lube. Always start your bolts by hand. Half inch, 15. Another question is how tight. There is a torque spec. I do have torque wrenches. I don't use them. To try to remember all these torques. So what I do is I'll take this and I give it a good it's tight. It's not like gorilla tight, it's just tight. Put that away. I don't need this anymore. Put that away. Alright. Pad. Remember the ears? Slide right on it. You should be able to just slide them on. There should be no up and down play, but you should be able to just slide them on. That's why the bracket needs to be clean. So if there's any rust buildup, it won't take up that space. Slides right on. Right? So caliper, press the piston, ease up the slides. Boots are crucial. They keep all the dust out. Some of these have a rubber. The tip is a rubber. This one does not have a rubber. This one's gonna, non-rubber is gonna go on the top. Like I said, don't drown the sliders in lube. Because if I was to do that and I hydro lock, I won't be able to push these in. Start them off by hand. These also have a torque spec. If you want to use a torque wrench, by all means, you ain't doing nothing wrong. I do it like this because I've been doing it so long that you already know how tight it is. These are not super tight. You can actually take a 3/8, just give them a good, a good bottom out. Alright, there it is. New pads, rotors. If you guys have any questions, any suggestions, during the winter, last winter I tried to do some do-it-yourself, but I was still trying to get the hang of this whole thing, so I'll do simple projects, spark plugs, wires. If you need to learn how to read a schematic, I'll try my best. So right at the bottom, put your suggestions, and I'll be happy to try and answer anything you want. Just in case you're wondering, yes, I am a master technician. Been doing this. This is my 16th year. I'm also a foreman for this company, so I have to get the stuff done right. You're gonna see a lot of other videos. You see these guys in their backyards doing it. Don't go by what they do. This is just a professional opinion. This was a backyard done job and it came out wrong, and I'm redoing it. Don't spend your money on some backyard guy and then paying me money to fix the last mistake, and there's no refund. So there you go, guys. Cadillac 04 DeVille. Same system applies to 90% of the cars. If you have, let's say, an Audi, there's Audis out there with the electronic brake calipers in the rear. Just let me know, and I'll try to make a video for you. All right? Peace. All right, brakes are done. Everything got lubed and stuff. Very, very crucial. The first year that I went professional in this business, I made a major mistake after doing brakes. Can you take a wild guess? That's right. Forgot to pump them. Backed out, crashed into a wall. Not too long ago, one of the kids here, there was two kids working on the brake job. One of them walked away. The other one forgot to pump the brakes. Smashed 3 cars. Yeah, it was bad. Thank God nobody got hurt. None of the customers were pissed. Not at all. It was like, you know, shit happens, whatever. But I'm glad they took it that way. So, make sure you pump your brakes as many times as possible. See, this one's going all the way down. It's coming up. And we're rock hard. Alright. Turn the vehicle on. Give it like 3 seconds for the vacuum booster to, you know, create a vacuum again. And pump them again. Alright. Now we go into gear. Do not hit the gas while you're doing this. Just start letting go until the car starts to move. Start letting go until the car starts to move. Alright. So we're all set. Be safe, guys. Do it the right way.